Hello and welcome everybody to a special live streaming show, your first alert to summer scams. I'm Jen Pachano, and we are dedicated partners of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad here at 19, and we work closely with its members to alert you to trending scams and ways to protect yourself from becoming the next victim. So today we're going to share a few of the most recent consumer protection stories that I have put together. Now, there is a new tool out there to help you spot, avoid, and report scams. It's a free resource that our partners at the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad hope that you're going to use and share to prevent scammers from getting to your hard-earned money. Watch this, and I think you'll want to get a copy of this Scam Squad guide.
Time and time again, we hear stories of victims being duped by sophisticated scam artists.
He didn't have any way to access his money. He needed money. He was helping to feed the orphan kids there, and he needed gift cards.
This romance scam victim we profiled last year lost at least $12,000.
And he was moving money. I mean, it was so fast, it was like you couldn't keep up with it.
She came to 19 News wanting to warn others of the red flags she ignored and hoping to arm other people with a map or a guide to recover should they too get scammed.
And he took my Social Security and bought crypto with it. That was in my name. But then, of course, I don't know what to do with crypto. That has since vanished.
The Cuyahoga County Scam Squad is now distributing and sharing a booklet that people can read at their leisure and have at their fingertips to go back and reread if you think you're being targeted.
It's one thing to hear scam information when you don't actually think you need it or you're not really paying attention. And it's another thing to have information in front of you that will help give you a much deeper understanding.
Cheryl Harris with the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad says the guidebook outlines the many layers of a scam and the playbook most scammers operate from, so you can recognize when it's being used against you.
Even if it's not that exact scam that gets funneled to you, I think you'll recognize enough pieces and parts that you'll be able to, as you say, create a barrier so you know you need to stop and step back and then check somewhere else before you take action.
This guidebook also includes a blank action plan for you to fill out with the names and legit contact numbers and websites for the places you do business with, like utilities, banks, and online shopping sites. The Scam Squad is hoping you'll fill one of these out now so you go to the right place when you get a suspicious call, text, or email, and that way you can avoid a costly mistake.
The guidebook includes things that you can do to be proactive, like regularly checking your credit to look for signs of identity theft and freezing your credit to prevent criminals from buying things in your name.
What people tend to do is rely on the scammer to give them numbers to call. They believe the scammer is who they are, so they just are calling the numbers that the scammers are giving them or letting the scammer transfer them, and they're just going to other scammers.
Harris says upwards of 80% of the scams they deal with start with calls from scammers reporting a phony account problem. But these could all be avoided if you use the action plan. So when someone reaches out to you asking you to do something with your money or your personal information, she hopes you'll hang up the phone and pick up this guide.
All right, you can download and print a free copy of this Scam Squad guide. We do have a link to it on our website for you. You can also find physical copies at local libraries and senior centers. The county will also mail you a copy if you need it. All right, and this time of year, money is being spent on things like vacation rentals, concert tickets, right? Summer scammers go where the money is. But if you're targeted, you actually have the power to put a stop to these seasonal scammers. Yeah, let me show you how.
During the summer months, consumers are spending and searching for deals on seasonal things like travel packages and concerts.
Criminals go where the money is and scammers go where your eyes are.
Head of security at Cash App, Dino Dizovi, says scammers are targeting people looking for bargains and unique opportunities like vacation rentals and special events. He says beware of offers that sound too good to be true or that have a sense of urgency.
Some things like summer rentals that you can't see in person, or prices for tickets that are just, unreasonably low.
Daizovi says if you are scammed, it's critical to report it to the authorities and through the app or site that you used, reporting the transaction as fraudulent and the account as a scammer. Then contact support so they can further investigate.
What's empowering to know is that it doesn't matter if you've lost $20 or $20,000. All fraud reports matter. Reporting a scam when you've been targeted helps these platforms and websites to adjust and try to put a stop to these criminals.
We have advanced algorithms and other processes working in the background for our 24/7 kind of fraud and scam monitoring, and they depend on that information of what falls through the cracks. So when someone does notice something, reporting it helps us make our systems better and protect everyone.
Websites or platforms like Cash App can only lock out scammers if they know where and how they're operating.
We try and make it expensive for scammers to operate, and if they have to always create new accounts for every new victim, it's becoming a lot more expensive. But the more times that they can reuse their fraudulent account, the cheaper it is for them. So we really need those to be flagged so that we can identify them.
So the next time you get out the credit card to book some summer fun, be sure you're certain who you're paying and what you're really getting. And if you do get duped, turn them in. No loss is too little to report.
All right, we have got lots more in this first alert to summer scam special today. Coming up, could this simple sign stop you from giving your life savings away to a scammer? The FBI certainly hopes so. I'll have that story on the other side of this quick break. All right, everybody, welcome back to this special live streaming event, your first alert to summer scams. I'm Jen Pachano. The very latest Internet Crime Complaint Center, or IC3 report, shows $9.3 billion worth of crime related to cryptocurrency. Every day, the FBI is attempting to find the offenders and put a stop to them. But success rates are low when it comes to getting your money back. So the FBI is trying something new to help people from becoming a crypto scam victim in the first place.
Cryptocurrency ATMs are popping up all over town, and with it, so are opportunities for scammers. This Shaker Heights man, who didn't want to be identified in a previous 19 News story, says he was contacted by someone he thought was his son in jail.
There's the urgency and the dire situation.
The man was instructed to put $9 grand in cash into a local crypto ATM.
It was very elaborate, multiple people involved playing parts and clearly orchestrated.
Not all transactions done with cryptocurrency ATMs are fraudulent. FBI Special Agent Milan Kasanovich says this is a legitimate way to bank the unbanked.
So people who don't have bank accounts but still want to transit money to friends and family, whether it be across the country, overseas, whatever it is, it's a way to do that. If it's a way to do investments too, if you prefer to onboard yourself into the crypto ecosystem that way.
But there are plenty of scenarios in which fraudsters are taking advantage of the vast amount of money flowing into these portals to the cryptocurrency world.
The local FBI office is sending out these signs to all Bitcoin ATM operators in the area. They're hoping it'll serve as a warning sign for people using cryptocurrency ATMs for the first time.
If you're using the crypto ATM because somebody that you don't know has told you you have to do this in order to avoid arrest, prosecution, or to escrow your money or something, we want to give you that chance to take a second thought and say, hey, look, I should really think about this before I hit send, because once I hit send, I can't do anything to get this back.
I think that's great. I think that would be very helpful.
The shaker victim was spared from making the fraudulent transaction by a clerk who noticed the warning signs and stopped him. But not every would-be scam victim will be so fortunate.
Vigilant shopkeepers are great, but they're not all going to be, that knowledgeable or accessible.
Now, if you suspect you've been the target of a scam or the victim of a scam, report it. We have a link right here. Just scan that QR code you see on your screen, and it'll take you right to the Scam Squad page where you can make that initial report. I have to impress upon you how important it is to give investigators as much information and as up-to-date information as possible, because scammers are always, they're adjusting, they're morphing, they're changing to avoid getting caught. So go ahead, use that code and help authorities stop them. Well, professional scam artists do tend to follow a playbook to get you to part with your hard-earned money, but they all wave the same set of red flags. After investigating hundreds of scams, one scam victim has identified all of those red flags and has written a guidebook to help you spot them all so you're not the next victim. In our latest episode of our true crime podcast, Dark Side of the Land, I got a first look at the anatomy of a con artist.
You think that everyone knows somebody who is a con artist, they just aren't aware?
100%. Yes.
Reality show producer Jonathan Walton is not your average scam victim. He knows exactly what you need to look for to spot and stop a scam artist. He learned that lesson the hard way. After losing nearly $100,000 to a career con artist, he set out to take her down and then went on to become somewhat of a con artist hunter. He's investigated hundreds of cases, and he suspects you may be next.
If you're the kind of person walking around saying, oh, I'm too smart to get scammed, you're the perfect mark that a con artist is looking for.
On the latest episode of Dark Side of the Land, Walton outlines the anatomy of a con artist and the 14 red flags they display. He reveals to us when your spidey senses should kick in and the threshold you should live by, when to cut ties and run the other direction.
The true danger is inviting a con artist like a vampire into your life and not knowing until it's too late.
If it is too late and you've already been a victim, Walton shares what he calls kryptonite for con artists, and he'll share the secrets to getting real justice when reporting you've been scammed and exactly when to go to police to ensure you'll be taken seriously.
Jonathan is a really incredible resource for people. I strongly encourage you to listen to the entire interview and podcast. We go into detail about what AI is doing to help con artists and how you can outsmart it, how to make a police report that will get results, even the best day and time to go and file that report with authorities. Also, what you can do with your credit to really put a wall up between you and would-be con artists. You can listen to our entire interview with Jonathan Walton on our podcast, Dark Side of the Land. There is a link on our website, or you can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this special live streaming show. We're going to continue to bring you the latest warnings on trending scams and work with our Scam Squad partners to help protect our viewers from becoming victims. Please share this full special with friends or anyone who you think is vulnerable to scams and who could benefit to our first alert here. The full special will be available on Cleveland19.com and our streaming app. I'm Jen Pachano. Thanks so much for watching.